Hey guys, so I have recently purchased this iPhone 12 256 GB from Reliance Digital, and in this video I'm gonna compare it with my S20 Plus. As you can see, both the phones. So it's in blue color and it has been recently launched by Apple and it will be my secondary device. I use iPhones as my secondary mobile, so this replaces my iPhone 10. Also, this one I got it for 95,000 and I pre-ordered it via Reliance. So let's take a look at its unboxing really quick. Now I want to tell you a disclaimer that in this video I am only going to compare the photographs taken by these phones and not the videos, because in my opinion both takes a really good videos and average user won't be disappointed from any of the two phones. But if you are a vlogger or a professional videographer, you may want to watch other video reviews in depth if you tend to use your mobile for video recording a lot. But I don't think it's there are many users and it's a very niche thing to do from a mobile, because pros anyway use professional cameras for video recording. So I'll stick to photographs as of now in this video. So let's go and see the samples. So this photo has been taken by the main lens in artificial lighting, and as you can see the iPhone's photo is somewhat in the yellowish and greenish side, but I can see more details on the power bank and textures are clearly visible, but S20 has highlighted the shadows really well. So in this photo you can see it's a personal preference, but I prefer colors on S20 much more as color balance is much better and it's close to natural, but iPhone is yellowish. Again, this is the main lens, and as you can see iPhone has that yellowish tint, but iPhone has done a better job in at the HDR, as the highlights of the tube light above are better controlled, but S20 colors are close to natural again, but both have done a decent job. So this one is from the ultra wide lens, and I must say that iPhone colors are really yellow in this photo and S20 Plus is close to natural, and also iPhone's photo has much more noise than the S20 and details are better on S20. So in terms of ultra wide, I found out that S20 Plus ultra wide camera is better than the iPhone 12, and iPhone 12's ultra wide is not that sharp, but HDR control again is better on the iPhone, as you can see on the tube light. So now let's take a look at everybody's favorite, the portrait shots. As you can see S20 Plus has missed to blur the background on top right corner, but overall edge detection is better on S20 Plus. Maybe iPhone 12 Pro with the LiDAR sensor will have better portrait shots than this iPhone 12. But also look at the colors. iPhone 12 is much more yellowish and S20 Plus is much sharper and true to natural colors. Also keep in mind Samsung tends to smoothen the skins when taking the portrait shot of human subjects. So that's also a thing. I'll show you the skin smoothing part later in the video, but currently I want to show you this is the same photograph, but as S20 Plus has the telephoto lens, it can shoot portrait photos with that, and it gives you a zoomed in portrait look which you tend to get on DSLRs, which iPhone 12 Pro has, but not the iPhone 12. And now this photo is taken with the main lens in artificial lighting again, And as you can see, iPhone 12 again has that greenish tint, and I don't know why many reviewers don't talk about this, as it's very annoying and the colors are not close to what I see from my eyes. And I think only Gigi Ranjit sir has talked about this issue on iPhone 11 Pro's camera review. But this thing is very annoying on iPhone, I must say, and I don't know what is going on with the processing of colors with the iPhone. But I really prefer the colors on the S20. So now this photo is the same as before, but it was taken completely in dark, and as you can see, iPhone 12 has done a much better job in its night mode than the S20 Plus, and we can see more on the iPhone photo. Both photos are not really usable, but if I want to choose one, I'll prefer the iPhone 12 over the S20 Plus here. I think its night mode has done a better job in lighting up the scene, and we can see more in the iPhone's photo. So now I want to show you different focal lengths of these cameras. I will be standing at the same spot, and this will give you idea of the range which these cameras can cover. And this is photo from ultra wide camera, and you can see iPhone's photo is very greenish, and S20 has nailed the color balance again, and this time SDR control is also better on the S20, as you can see from the light above. And also overall I prefer the ultra wide camera of S20 Plus much more in any situation. This is my personal experience with both these phones. Now this is shot from the main lens, and as you can see, again iPhone 12 photo is a bit yellow, and also the light bulb above is making glares in the photo, which is much more controlled in the S20 shot. So it has again done a better job in the HDR department, and also both photos are equally sharp, so no issues there. But overall again S20 Plus picture is better here. And this is a 5x zoom shot, and I must say, despite S20 Plus having a telephoto lens and iPhone 12 is using its primary sensor to crop in, iPhone 12 photo is much sharper, although it has more noise. But S20 Plus photo is a little bit shaky, and I wanna mention that S20 Plus has a shutter lag, and if you are not stable, then the photos may come out to be blurry. So this thing you should keep in mind. iPhone 12's camera is much more faster than S20 Plus. So here I think my hand shook a little bit, and that's why the blurry image of S20 Plus. So now this is ultra wide night mode shot, and look how iPhone's processing has made the sky blue when it wasn't even blue, and haloing effect has come over the tree, while S20 Plus shot is much contrastier and darker. But overall I prefer the iPhone photo still, due to much more brighter image and details in the shadow area. S20 Plus, due to the more contrasty image, has crushed the details. So but it might be a personal preference, and you can choose S20 Plus over iPhone 12. Again this is a ultra wide night mode shot in landscape this time, and as you can see iPhone's picture is much more brighter and sky is bluer. I think S20 Plus colors are more towards the natural side, and this has been reversed because earlier Samsung used to have more saturated colors, but I am seeing here iPhone 12 has more saturation in its photos. And overall S20 Plus is more contrasty, and I can see more details in the leaves of the tree, but the shadows have more detail on the iPhone photo, so it might be a personal preference, I guess. So again we have a night mode ultra wide shot, and I don't know what iPhone 12 has done here. The shadows have been completely crushed, and as you can see there are no tree details left, and S20 Plus has much better exposure overall. And guys, I want to tell you that I have kept all the settings on auto mode, and I haven't tinkered with any of the photograph. So these are the original photos out of the camera, and as I have told you earlier, I much prefer the S20 Plus ultra wide, and this shot is a clear example of why. So this is a shot from the same spot using the main lens, and as you can see, S20 Plus has much better highlight control. And if I'll show you later, I'll zoom and show you the tree detail and the signboard which is lit. And S20 Plus has done much better job in keeping the details in this shot also. So this is the main lens, and I have zoomed into that main picture, and as you can see, I don't know how much visible it is in the video, the tree and the leaves are much more crisper on S20 Plus photograph. And also look at the Bindal logo above, it is much better exposed and much more readable on the S20 Plus photograph. Now this is a nighttime zoom shot using the 3x telephoto on S20 Plus, and iPhone 12 is just cropping into the main sensor, but still iPhone 12 has done a much better job, because as I told you, S20 Plus has a major shutter lag issue, and if your hands are not stable enough, you will get a shaky image, and that's what has happened here in this photograph. The S20 Plus image is a little bit shaky and blur despite having a dedicated telephoto lens. iPhone 12 has done much better job using its main sensor only. So this should give you some perspective. So this is a night mode shot using a main lens, and keeping aside the jargons which Apple throws at you like deep fusion, we can see that S20 Plus has much more detail in this iron plate and also on the iron rod, and iPhone 12 image is not as sharp. And also I prefer the colors on S20 Plus much more than the iPhone 12's greenish hue. Although S20 Plus has pinkish hue, but that is because the building behind the scene is pink, so that's what reflecting in the photograph also. So this is again a photo of main lens, and I want to tell you my car is completely white, but this iPhone 12 photo, it's a bit yellowish or greenish, and I don't know why. I much prefer the colors on S20 Plus image, and overall sharpness is also better on S20 Plus. I don't know why iPhone is messing up the colors every time, but that's how it is, and I'm showing you which many other reviewers do not talk about in my opinion. Now let's come to the front cameras and begin with a night shot with the front camera, and as you can see, S20 Plus image is blurred because of that shutter lag. My hand might have become a little bit shaky, and thus this image, iPhone 12 image, although the colors are a bit greenish, but it is not blurred or shaky, and I much prefer the details on the iPhone. So this one I give it to the iPhone 12. In this front facing photograph in artificial lighting, look how pale I am looking on the S20 photo, and also it has blurred my skin, which I talked earlier. I do not like this skin smoothing on Samsung, but I am looking very yellowish on iPhone, which is usually the trend. As I have shown you, look at the curtains behind, they are looking greenish, but on S20 curtains color is much closer to reality. I don't prefer both photos, but still iPhone has better details. Now these selfies taken from the front camera are a good example to show the HDR control of both the front cameras, and as you can see, S20 is much aggressive with the HDR control, but it has made the background very dull. But iPhone has kept the overall image brighter, but again we have that yellowish greenish hue, which I don't prefer. But overall I don't know which to pick, but obviously the colors on S20 are better, but overall picture is better exposed on iPhone. So I guess it's a tie, and you can choose which one you like. So guys, that was the photographs which you saw. Now I quickly want to show you the camera interface on both the device, and we have a nice feature on S20 Plus. If we tap the power button double 2 times, then we can open the camera, and here as you can see, On S20 Plus we get many options like single take and Pro mode feature. We get Apple Pro RAW feature, but it is only on iPhone 12 Pro series. Now we have food, live focus video, Pro video, super slow motion video on S20 Plus. While on the iPhone we have portrait mode and its effects, which were introduced on iPhone 10 onwards. We have panorama and then slow mo and time lapse, and this time we get the night mode time lapse also. But that's it regarding the modes on iPhone. So I must say S20 Plus has many modes to shoot with. Guys, to conclude, I want to say that both have their pros and cons. S20 Plus biggest con is the shutter lag, which makes the photos blur if you are not steady, and it also smoothens the skin, which makes it very bad to shoot portrait photographs. So if you like sharp photos of human subjects, I don't suggest S20 Plus. Its portrait mode is very bad. And for the iPhone, it has that greenish hue, which I also showed you in the comparison. And I reached out to Apple support also, and they told me that it is how the camera has been calibrated, but I was not satisfied with their answer, because on my iPhone 7 it was not the issue. But I think Apple has changed the calibration of camera this year, so I don't know what's the issue. But I really don't like the colors on iPhone, as they are not natural, and I don't know why many reviewers are not talking about this very issue. Overall, I was hoping a lot from iPhone 12 this year, because Apple was marketing its cameras highly, but I must say they are a minor improvement from last year 11 and 11 Pro. And also the marketing jargons which Apple use, like the deep fusion and all that, is not much noticeable in real life. So you should not fall into the hype. Also, Samsung did the same with S20 Ultra, and we all know how it went. So don't go with the hype, and I have shown you the real comparison. And do let me know what did you think about the review, and which camera you like the most. In my opinion, S20 Plus has better zoom camera and ultra wide for sure, and with the main and front camera it's a toss up. And if iPhone can get its colors right in upcoming future update, I think iPhone 12 has a pretty good camera overall. So do let me know about your thoughts, and peace out.